hoping you can hear me. Let me get my tablet set up. Right, bear with. Let me just come out of there and come back in again. Right, just bear with a second. Just getting my tablet all sorted out. So, yes, bear with. I haven't finished this one yet, so just bear with a second. Let me just get I need to zoom it in a tiny bit. Oh, no, like that. There we go. I think that's a bit better, maybe. It's a little bit far zoomed in, but if I zoom out any further... I wish I could set it so that it was already zoomed in when I started, but for some reason, I don't know, it doesn't seem to want to do it. So, hi everyone. Hello, everybody. Let's just get my tablet doing that. Hopefully it's going to start chatting. Yep, cool, it does now. Right, so I'm hoping that's not too zoomed in. It looks all right on my tablet, so hopefully that's fine. It's a little bit closer in than I wanted it to be, but anyway, never mind. So this is the front. I'm not showing the inside just yet. I'll show you the inside in a minute. Haven't finished the front yet on this because I wasn't sure if I wanted it to be a get well card or a happy birthday or a thank you or what I want it to be. So I haven't managed to do it yet. Hi everybody, hi from Germany, hi everybody else. Oh, Sparky Lady, well done, you made it for the start. Nice, well done, well done. I don't know how hot it is with everybody else, but it's like about 38, 39 degrees Celsius here. Which is too hot for us in England. I know some of you guys in America have it way hotter than that, but over here it's too hot. Well done everybody for making it to the start. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, you're in Billericay, but it is toasty. What is it like in there, Maggie? Is it like 40? Have you got the 40s or are you the top 30s? We're like, I think here in Birmingham we are, well, where I am, it's about 38, 39 right now, which is way too hot for me. Way too hot. I know down south where some of my family live, it's like 41, 42 degrees, which is a bit too hot, I think, really. A bit too hot. Right, I'm just going to hold on a little bit longer and then I will show you. Yeah, 38 at the moment. Yeah, same Maggie with me, getting hotter. I couldn't believe it last night. I went to the supermarket at like 10:30 at night thinking it would be cooler. It wasn't. It was 30 degrees. I was like, wow, this is too hot. And then when I came out from the lovely air-conditioned supermarket, it was like getting off a plane, you know, when you open the oven door. It was too hot. Right, I'm just going to hold on just a little bit longer and then we will make a start. It's only 2 minutes past 12:30 and I shall show you what's on the inside of this card. Now, this card was actually inspired by, I think it was inspired by Flutter by Heidi. I think that's who the card I saw. I can't remember. I've looked at several different videos. But it also is a bit like my suspended bookfold card. So, yeah, it's a bit like both. Okay, I think I will show you now. So I'm not sure what I'm going to call this. So any suggestions for names, please let me know. So basically you open it up and you've got this and it's kind of suspended with these little, let's see if you can see it. There we go. I need to make it a little bit bigger. It's got these little struts on the inside, if you can see that. So they're like little springs kind of thing. And it's similar, but my actual sample was made more like the suspended bookfold. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of. And then you've got space to write on the back. I have got a matte and layer to go on the back, but I haven't stuck it on yet because I'm not sure what greeting I want to stamp on it. So, yeah, so that's the card. The papers, as you've probably guessed, are from Antonio Makes. I absolutely love his papers. Absolutely. And this Imperial Indigo set is amazing. These they're kind of glitter, but well, they're not. I don't know what they are. I don't know what you call them. Speckle mirror, I guess. I don't know. They're from they are from Hobbycraft. My brain's not working because I didn't have much sleep last night because of the heat, so you'd have to bear with me. But yeah, these were a set of like what's the word? Like a set of blues cards, but different shades of blue. And it had 2 of these like foiled speckle mirror in them. And so, yeah, so I went for that and I also use that on the mat as well. The front will probably just be a greeting. And as I said, I'm going to have a thing on the back. A piece of white card on the back. You have to bear with you know when your computer's loading and the little signs going around? That's my brain right now. Right, so for this card, now I'm going to do a mail card today because I know that Signing for Worship Ministries asked me about a mail card, and I've had a couple of other people ask me about mail cards as well. So the one I'm doing today, I'm going to do one of these, but I'm doing a mail version, and we're also adding an extra layer on the inside here. So you haven't just got the 2, we're going to do it with 3 layers. It might not be successful, but my sample card was successful. So, like my prototype with scrap card. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I need suggestions for names, please, for this, because I'm not really sure what to call it. Yeah, I don't know what to call it. Right, so let's bring in my bits. So let's start simple. So to start with, you are going to need a 5x7 card blank. Okay, if you haven't got a 5x7 card blank, then take a piece of card that is 7x10 and just score it halfway at 5, and that is your 5 inches, and that is your 5x7. Okay, so on the front, I haven't bothered with mats for the inside. I've bothered with a mat for the front and the back. So a double centerfold card, yeah, that sounds good idea. Yep, I like double centerfold card. That sounds like I just always struggle with names. Right, so on the front of the card and the back of the card, you're going to need in total 2 matte layers that are 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Then you also need a pattern layer on the front, which is 4.5 by 6.5, and a white layer on the back, which is 4.5 by 6.5. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick these down now, because yeah, it's sort of easier to do it, you know, first thing really. The other thing as well to note is that it is a bit bulky. The one that I made with the butterfly, it is a bit bulky on the folded edge because of where all the little springy strut things are. It does get quite chunky, so that's just something to bear in mind. So I've really tried to strip this right down so I haven't got loads of layers on it. So this is the front of it. So I'm gonna do whatever's on the front later, I think, because I don't want to have too much bulk then for yeah, for whatever. The back, I should really put that on last. However, I'm going to put it on now. Mine's actually going to be a thank you card. So I'm going to write, I should probably really stamp thank you on the back, but I think what I'll do is I'll just stamp it and then stick it on separately because I want to get it on now really. Double center pop-up card, yep, that's a good name as well. Floating center fold card. Hi Louise, that's all right, don't worry Sally, I've had problems with mine as well, so don't worry, we haven't got very far. I'll show you what it looks like. Hold on a second. So this is the card, Sally, that we're doing. It's I haven't done the front yet, it needs a greeting, and then you open it up and you have this thing. I quite like floating center and then pop-up card. I quite like floating center pop-up card, so I think that's what I'm going to call it. Floating, let me write that down. Floating, because I will forget. Center pop-up card. I quite like that. A mix of all your ideas. I quite like that as an idea. So yeah, so that's what we're doing, and then you write on the back. I have got a matte and a white for the back. I just haven't put it on yet. These papers are Antonio Makes, as you probably already have guessed. So yeah. So, but as I was saying, see how here you've got quite a chunk there. I don't know if you can see that. Quite a chunk. Let me hold it up so maybe you can see. Yeah, you can see it's quite chunky, that is. But that's just because of all the springy bits. Right, so anyway, so that's my front and back done. I'm going to leave the rest of the front decoration till afterwards. I might regret doing that, but that's what I'm going to do. Then on the inside, you want 2 pattern pieces that are, yeah, I did get it so it matched, that are the same as your mats, so 4 3/4 by 5 by 6 3/4. So I'm going to stick these down on the inside. So we just started with a 5x7 card blank, Sally, and then added mats and patterns to the front and a matte and a white to the back. And then we just now put in the patterns on the inside. I'm not doing a matte on the inside as well because it just makes it a bit too thick. Apologies if I disappear off the screen. My camera's quite zoomed in, and if I try and zoom out, it goes completely too far out. So I'm kind of, it's all quite close up. So you have to bear with me. I have got my tablet to one side, so at least I can kind of see what you're seeing. So hopefully I won't disappear off. Right, so I'm just going to stick this down. Had a bit of a glue crisis earlier in the week because Poundland seemed to have stopped selling the larger tubes of Yoo-Hoo glue. They're only selling these small ones, which is annoying because I like the large ones. And it also means I'm paying the same amount, but for half the, half the amount. And the same price for half the amount. I've got a little bit of glue there, but that will hopefully go by itself. Okay, so that's my inside stuck down. So now we need the back square. So if we bring this back in again, so this piece here, this back square, so I'm making this one with the back square, this next square, and I'm also going to have another square in the middle. It'll be the right way round. I have done it on a prototype and it did look okay. So yeah, right, so I'm going to put this to one side for the moment, and then we're going to bring in a piece of base card that is 5 by 5, and we're literally going to score it halfway at 2.5 inches. Now I'm going to yeah, you can see that I'm going to not open up my scoreboard because I don't need to. So that's that, and then we're just going to fold this in half and just burnish. And then on these two panels here we need to stick pattern paper, so we need two pieces that are 2 1/4 by 4 3/4, and there you go, there and there. Hi Sheila, hi everybody. Right, so we just glue these down. So these are going to go in the middle. I keep forgetting as well to mention about the Google Photos folder that I have. So if you've made one of the cards, you want to share it, then please share it on there. I will try and remember to put the link in the description below later on after the live stream's finished. Some of you already know the link. So yeah, so I should try and put that in right in the bottom of the description. Bit nervous about putting the description in case we have dodgy people doing dodgy things, but hopefully we won't. You never know. But I get notified when people upload, so I can always delete stuff off if we have anything dodgy. Right, so we're sticking that down like that. There we go. So that's that piece done. So we can put that to one side. Then the next layer, oh, she says stretching across, is a 4 by 4, and you actually want two base pieces that are 4 by 4. One of them we're going to score in half diagonally, and the other one we're going to score in half normally. So let me just store this one. We'll do them one at a time. Yes, I can show you the card, Karen. So it's this one. So the front, I haven't done the front yet. It needs a greeting on it, and you open up and you've got this, and we're going to call it a floating center pop-up card. So that's the one, and it's got these little springs that kind of hold it. And actually I've ended up making this one, and there's another one in the middle, more like the suspended book fold that I did. So that's kind of the way we're going with it. Right, so this is let's go with the 3 1/4, so that's there and there, and we're going to score this diagonally like that. And then you will need a piece of pattern paper, and I'm hoping this is going to work out right. Yeah, it will. Good. So this pattern piece is, she says, looking at her measurements for help, I think it's 3 1/2 by 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, and we're going to cut that in half diagonally. So I'm just going to I'm going to have to do it by hand because I've actually drawn on the back to remind myself. I'm going to do it by hand because my tablet is on my guillotine, and to try and move everything is going to be difficult. So I've actually drawn down the middle, and as you can see, I've already put tape on the back. And the reason I've done that is just makes it easier to stick that down after you've cut it, rather than trying to glue sharp corners and stuff. So then we're going to go ahead and stick one there and one there. I'm just going to fold this first, and I keep scoring on the wrong side, but never mind. Right, let's just open that up. The other thing as well to note, you don't want to go too heavy with your base cards. This one is probably about a 200, and I would say that's probably the maximum you want to go. If you go too thick, you end up with what I kind of ended up with, that card I just showed you, big wodge on the score side. So I'm just going to take these off. Now taking them all off in one go is a bit risky. I usually have little tabs, but never mind. We're going to go with it. We're living dangerously today. Right, so this needs to go in this corner here. Concentration, about there, I reckon. About there. Yeah. So that's that side. I'm going to turn it around so that I'm doing it on the right hand side. Right, okay. Peel this off. Right, next week as well, just while I'm doing this, next week I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a live stream. I think I'm going to say that I'm not going to do a live stream next week, just because the day after I'm away, so I'll be busy packing and stuff, and also my son is off on school holidays, so I think next week will be a no live stream week. Yeah, and then I don't know, going forward for the next 6 weeks, I'm not sure. Oh, Bernadette, 21. I would love 21 degrees right now. I really would. I would love 21 degrees. It's absolutely cooking here. It's more like 37, 38. No, 38, 39 here where I am. And it's too hot. Don't like it. It's too hot. Right, so that's that piece done. So I'm going to put that one out. And then we're going to bring in the other 4x4 piece. So this 4x4, we're going to score in half, like just normally down the center. Hi Teresa. So this one we're going to score down the middle at 2 inches. Let me score it on the right side. Okay, so that's that one, and then we're just going to fold that in half. Are you having thunderstorms later? Yeah, they didn't mention it for us, but when I looked on my weather forecast, it doesn't mention anything about thunderstorms, so I don't know. Right, and then for this card that you've scored in half, the 4x4 that you've scored at 2 inches, you need 2 pieces of pattern paper that are 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, and they are going to go, as you probably guessed, there and there. Now the papers I'm using today are an old pack by Papermania, Docrafts Papermania, and it's their Capsule Moroccan pack, or Moroccan tile I think it was called, but it's quite a boysy, masculine-y type, you know, paper pad, so I'm using that. I do struggle with mail cards, I really do. I think because they don't really interest me to make them, so yes, Sally, I shall look at that later. Have you sent it, Sally, have you sent it on Instagram or on, where have you sent it to me? Let me know. Right, let me just stick this down. 35 in the Netherlands, yeah. It is, it's just warm. It's warm, warm, very warm. Right, so there's your middle piece. There we go. Right, so now we need the little strutty things that stick it all together. So I've done mine slightly differently for the outside than I have for the inside. So the, oh, live chat. Okay, you know, it hasn't come up. Okay, so with the, this is the biggest one. So it's going to go like that, then like that, and then like that. That's how it's all going to layer up. Okay, but obviously they're going to be popped out. You could make that a little bit smaller if you want to, if you feel like it's obstructing too much of your diamond, or you could just leave it as the diamond like I did with the butterfly. It's really up to you. So we're going to start with this one. So this one needs to stick, and I'm doing these little V-shape springy things. Okay, so that's what I'm using for this back one. Now these measure, she says, trying to find her ruler. Oh, here's my ruler. So these measure 2 1/2, 2 1/2, 3 inches by 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch by 3 inches. And these, you score these at 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, 1 3/4, and 2 inches, and then you just stick them together. So I don't know if you can see how I've done that. Hopefully you've done it. I haven't actually done this, but I don't know if you can see. Can you see? So I've just kind of stuck them together like a little house shape. If you need me to show you how I've stuck them together, I will show you, but it's basically the same as what I'm going to do for the other ones, except for there's an extra 1/2 inch tab. So then these two that were 1/2 inch by whatever I just said are going to go in. I'll bring our card back in. Right, so these two are going to go in like that, and they're going to angle in. I turn it sideways, you can see little wedges. So the narrow bit is in the middle and the springy bit is on the outside. So I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you got 35 degrees in Stoke-on-Trent. Yeah, we've got about 38, 39 here in the Midlands. I'm only about an hour away from you actually, Jeanette, but it's very hot here. I'm hoping you can see that. So if I turn them sideways, you can see. So that's the way they're going to be going, but obviously flat. So hopefully you can see that. Like that. Right, so I'm going to stick them down with I'm going to stick them into the card with wet glue, but then use red tape when we actually come to stick the card down. Yeah, I haven't got aircon in my house, but I have to say it's like an older house, and so it's always quite cool. And so in cold weather it's really cold, but in the summer it's really nice and cool. So yesterday I had all the windows shut, I had all the curtains shut, and it was actually quite cool. I would say it was probably about 23 in the house, which, considering it was like 39 outside, it was quite good. But obviously as the day went on, it got a bit too hot, a bit hotter. And at night it got to about 24, 25 in the, upstairs, which was a bit hot. But there we go. We're never happy, are we? So on Sunday where you live, you've got up to 41. Oh my goodness, I can't be doing with this. I can't do it. Yes, I don't know if you can see that. I'm hoping. I'm turning it around. So I don't know if you can see which way I've stuck my wedges. Hopefully you can. So that's the way we're doing it. Thank you, Audrey. Right, so now I'm going to put some red tape on top of those. Yeah, windows and blinds closed definitely helps. Definitely helps. Right, I'm just going to stick some red tape onto the top of these pieces. And then we can stick our card into place. But I think that's the difference. Over here, none of the houses have aircon, whereas in America and other places where it's hot, they do have aircon, don't you? So not all places, but it's more normal. Right, okay, so I've just stuck that into place. I've just noticed because I've used wet glue, some of it's leaked, so I just need to be careful that doesn't stick itself shut. Okay, so the scoring for the springy bits. So for these springy bits, you need 1/2 inch by, what did I say? 1/2 inch by, did I write it down? I think I wrote it down. 1/2 inch by 4 inches, and you score at 1/2 inch, 2 inch, and 2.5 inches. I think that's right. And then with the other ones, they're more like these springy bits are going to be more like the suspended bookfold cards. So I'll go through those in a minute. So with those, these are like closed springers. I think I call them closed springers, but you can use open springers if you want. I'm just going to bring in my very messy sample so you can see. So this is my very messy sample, but this is the one that's got all the layers in it. So that's what we're doing today. And if you look, oh, let me do this around. If you can see, it's actually, maybe you can see that. Oh no, angle it a bit more. Can you see that? Can you see how you can kind of get, it's kind of open all the way down. It's not actually connected to the, it's not actually connected, so it kind of moves. You see how this kind of moves? These kind of move. They're kind of boingy. Whereas with this version, this is more, it's not, it still moves a bit, but it's not as free floaty. And I preferred the free floaty look, so that's why we're doing slightly different springers. So, hope that makes sense. So that's quite, you'd also want your springy bits not to be too thick. This is 180 GSM, this card. If it's too thick, then you're going to end up with such a lot of bulk. You're going to end up with a lot of bulk anyway, but you really want to, you know, minimize on your bulk. So you're going to take your largest square, your 5x5, fold it in half, and then what I would do is stick it down, make sure it's central top and bottom, hold it on the side that isn't sticky yet, and then just take your card blank and shut it onto the card, onto the actual central bit. So when you open up, it's stuck on that side, but it's not stuck on this side. And then you can go ahead and repeat the process on the other side. I just find it's just an easier way of getting it in place. And then when you open it, you end up with that. So that's your first layer. And your springy bits are doing their job and holding it sort of proud of the card. I'm hoping you can see that. There you go. You can sort of see that there. Oh no, too far. So yeah, I think you can see that. Hi Sylvia. Right, so now we're going to go with the diagonal one. So this is going to go on there like that. And so with these springy bits, so for the rest of the springy bits, we're going to be going with a 2.5, so 1/2 inch by 2.5, and you're going to score these at, oh, why have I written that's different? My measurements in my book are different. But anyway, this is 1/2 by 2.5, and I'm scoring at 1 inch, 1 1/4, and 1 1/2. And with these, all I'm doing is you're just doing a mountain, a valley, and a mountain. So you're making a little spring in the middle, like that. So it's a little M shape, basically. Just making a little M shape piece. Okay, so you're making 4 of those. So you want to score all of them at whatever I said, 1, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, I think I said. And it's a 3-inch piece. If you get them if they're not quite right, like that one's a bit too high on the left, it doesn't really matter. As long as it folds flat, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm melting. I'm actually in the coolest room of the house right now, but it's starting to get too warm in here. My poor cat, I've banned her from going outside because it's just too hot. I'm sorry, if you're wearing a fur coat, then you've got no business being outside in 38, 39 degrees. No business at all. So I've kept her inside for her own good. Oh, it's cooler. She's not particularly happy about it, but she will be if she went outside. Right, so there we go. We've got 4 little M's. And then I'm going to go ahead and put red tape on either side of all of them, basically. You can use wet glue if you want and stick them in, but I think I'm going to go with red tape on them all, because then I don't have to worry about glue eking out of sides. I don't have to worry about it, when's it going to stick, etc. So we're going to go ahead and add red tape onto all of these. So bear with. Just hope my brain doesn't melt in the process. It might do. Oh. So for those of you who've just joined or joined a bit late or whatever, I was just saying earlier that I'm not going to be doing a live stream next Tuesday because I've got a lot going on and it's school holidays. And then going forward for the next 6 weeks till September, basically, I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to do live streams and when I'm not, because it really depends on my son, where he is, if he's here, if he's not, etc. So yeah, so live streams might be suspended for the 6 weeks holidays. We'll see. I might be able to slot a couple in here and there. We will have to see. It might be that I do an evening one. I don't know. We will have to see. If I do an evening one, it might be quite late, which might be good for... I will still be posting videos, yes. I'm beavering away at the moment trying to get them all done, because during the holidays it's literally impossible to do anything with regards to videos. So I'm trying to get them all filmed now, between now and when he breaks up on Thursday. However, I haven't got very far because I'm just so tired and melty at the moment. My brain's not working. So I am trying. So yeah, there will definitely be 1 video a week, definitely. I'm really pushing for 2 a week. Anything above that, you'll be lucky. Basically. Yes. Hopefully, but you never know. We'll just have to see. We'll take it as it comes. Okay, so with this one, we're going to do the same again. So we've got little M shapes. So your springy bit always goes on the outside, and your bit that isn't springy is always goes on the crease fold, whatever you call it, the middle bit. So I'm going to take the tape off that side, and then I'm just going to make sure that goes right into that crease, and it's pretty much center. And then I'm going to stick that down, oh, like that. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I'm going to put this on this side, like that. Stick that down. So you end up with two little flappy, like little wingy pieces. Hoping you can see that? Yeah, you can sort of see that. Good. Right, so now what we're going to do is, now as you're pushing down, you've got to be careful because obviously it doesn't want to fold flat because of your springs. So you don't want to, you want to be a bit careful. So I would go with one side first and then put it over and go the other side. I know, well, I'll miss you guys as well. I have to say it won't be the same, but I don't think I can mentally cope with trying to deal with a 13-year-old in the house and trying to live stream at the same time. Right, so I'm going to put this onto one side like that. That side's my sticky side, and I'm going to fold my sticky side in. Oh, hello. Oh, no, that's not a good idea. Okay, actually, maybe we'll do it this way instead. We'll go this way. I just didn't want to go this way. I think I use wet glue. If you use wet glue, it is easier. Okay, let's just bring this up, this side up like that. Okay, so I've just stuck that one on. Okay, so I've stuck that side on so you can see it's stuck. And if you can see, it still opens up here because it's not fully connected, as it were. I don't know about me time, Sheila. I won't be having any me time. It'll be all sun time. Won't be me time. I don't know what me time is. Right, so I'm taking the backing off that one, and then what I'm going to do is I'm then very carefully, and this is going to be difficult for you to see because I'm sticking to it. Ah, get off. I'm going to very carefully, making sure it stays kind of shut, like a wedge. I'm going to close it on it. And so, oh, you got to run, Karen. Okay, well, we'll catch you hopefully on the rerun. Have a good time. Yeah, so as you can see, I've stuck that down. I haven't done it quite central. It's a little bit higher at the top than it is at the bottom, but whatever. So that gives you your first bit. Okie doke. And then we're going to repeat the process again on the middle. So this one is going to be here. And again, as I said, if you want to, if you don't want to add anything extra in, you can just leave it like that. But I'm going to put this one on. So we're going to repeat it again. So we're going to get our little springy bit. And you'll probably notice by now, when you shut this, you're getting quite a bit of bulk there. So that's what you've got to be careful of. You do get quite a bit of bulk going on. Right, this one again is going to do the same again. I'm going to go in the middle, put that up to that centre bit, and stick that down there. I might just do, oh, happy anniversary, Teresa. I might just do one and then the other, I think. So we're going to get this one in like that. I'm going to shut that on it like that. And then we're going to do the other side. Yeah, that's central, more or less. Right, so let's take this little springy bit here, pull this over, and then I'm going to put that in that crease, get it kind of where it needs to be, like that, and then peel the backing off. Right, so putting things in the middle, I'm going to be putting a big thank you in the middle, so we're going to see how it works. So we'll be learning together. And then we're going to shut that up like that. Now, I don't know if you can see, but that is quite a wodge now. We've got quite a wodge going on. Yeah, but that's just one of those things. So it's a bit of a hand delivered. And then when you open it up, you get that. So it's kind of, the more layers you put on, the more closed it is in the middle. And obviously to display it, they're going to have it quite open like that, really. So, yeah. So I've got a thank you for the middle of mine. Here's my thank you. And it's a stamped and, you know, So I was wondering about scoring it down the middle and having it so it folds out like that, and it just attaches with little hinges here. That was my thought, because it'd be nice to have it like that, but then it's not going to fold. So I think that's what we will do. So I'm going to get my scoreboard back out again. This may or may not work. Yeah, adding a spine would help. I think that would be a good idea, Jeanette, definitely. Adding a spine would be a good idea. Right, so 3 1/4, which is 1 1/2. I'm going to go with 1 5/8 is about halfway. So I'm going to score down the middle there. And then I'm going to fold it so it's outwards. So I'm going to fold it outwards like that. Yeah, so that is halfway. That's good. You can put them offset. I did try that with my other card, and it is a bit less bulky, but then I didn't have the mats and layers on the other card, on the original, like the prototype. So yeah, you can, by all means, you can try it. So I'm thinking that's going to go like that. So what I think I'm going to do, let me just double check when that's shut. Yeah, when that's shut, it's not going to poke out the front, so that's good. So that is going to go on there like that. So I'm just going to add some little pieces of card. Let me just cut myself some little pieces. I've got to move my tablet. Move my tablet out of the way. Oh, I hope it doesn't fall off. Move my tape out of the way. And I'm just going to cut 1/2 inch strip, 1/2 inch wide. And then I think 1/2 inch? Yeah, 1/2 inch. And then I think really half of that. You don't need them very big, your little tabs. And I'm going to put it around the outside of that centre card, because I think that might work. On acetate, yeah, we could put it on acetate. The only thing with the acetate is I feel like I'm not very good with acetate, like bent acetate, so I don't know if it would work with acetate. I think if you've got less, like, you know, thinner acetate, it might work then. Oh, well done, Shannon. You dragged yourself out of bed. Good job. Good job. 8 AM. Wow. I think I woke up around 5:30 because of the heat. Yeah. And then ended up getting up. Right, so I'm going to score this halfway at 1/2 inch. So these are just like 1/2 inch by 1 inch. Score this one halfway as well. There we go. Like that. And then we're going to bring these in, and I'm just going to put some red tape on them. I just need to work out which pieces I need to add red tape onto. Right, so to start with, okay, so I think if I go from the edge of the T and the edge of the U, so the edge of the T here and the edge of the U there. Let me turn that over. So the first little one needs to stick like that, with the fold being right on the edge of that T. And I'm going to use red tape. I was going to use wet glue, but I think I'll go with red tape, so I'm going to wait for it. So I'm just going to cut a little tiny bit, and then let's stick that onto the outside. Thank you, Sylvia. I was racking my brains what we were going to do for live stream, and this is what I came up with. Right, so this is going to go on this side here. So let's stick that there, like that, right on the edge of that U, like that. And then stick another one here. Actually, let's go on the other side, because this one's just not quite halfway for some reason. Oh, so tiny bits of red tape. Oh, tiny bits of red tape. And that's going to go on the edge of the T, making sure the fold fits in that gap, which it does. So I've got a little greeting now with little wings on it. And then on the underside of these wings, that's where I'm going to put the next lot of red tape, and that's going to stick either side of that middle square bit. Thank you, Shannon. It's always great fun trying to think up new folds. I love it. I do. I don't like doing cards that everyone's done before. Sometimes I have to do it. Sometimes you kind of get a bit like, oh, okay, we'll just do one that everyone knows. But I like thinking up new stuff. Right, so bringing this card back in. That needs to stick on there like that. So we're going to take the backing off of that bit there. And then I'm just going to bring that in so it sticks on that edge like that. And then this one, I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to shut it so it's flat, but I'm going to make sure that that sticks behind this centerpiece. So I hope that makes sense, but you can see that. So I'm going to bring this over. I'm going to bring that into place, and then I'm going to shut it on it like that. So when you open it, yeah, it's in the right place. I could have done with being it. No, actually, no, it's about central. So there we go. There's my thank you in the middle. I quite like the 3 layers. I didn't know if it was going to be too much, because on the other one I went for the 2 layers because I really felt like it didn't need any more. So you can either go 2 or 3. It's really up to you. But I actually quite like the way that's turned out. You've got quite a lot of space either side. If you wanted to, you can make that more of a rectangle. It's really up to you. And then on the front, now there is quite a lot of bulk there, but it's fine. On the front, I wanted to use, I wanted to say just to say on the front. So I've got these little tiles. I really wanted like letters, but I didn't want to faff around with cutting out letters, and I didn't really have any that were exactly the right size. So we've gone for these Scrabble tiles, and these were actually from Dovecraft. These are Dovecraft gold Scrabble letters, but I like them because they're quite they're not very thick, they're quite flat. I have got some wooden ones that are Docrafts ones, and they're quite chunky, but I wanted a thinner one, otherwise it's just too much. It's too much on your card. So this is going to go on the front, just to say I really wanted it to be white, but I don't have any that are white. I had some wood ones, and I had the exact right words apart. I was missing an S. I had just 2A, didn't have an S for say. So annoyed. I was like, I've literally got the whole lot bar 1 letter. Urgh. So yes, I've had to go gold, which I didn't really want to go gold because it doesn't really fit, but whatever. Hi Deborah, that's all right, don't worry. Yes, you'll be able to catch up later. Right, now I'd really rather glue these on, but J-U-S-T. Right, so now you can see why I probably should have done this at the beginning, because now it's quite bumpy on the front there, and I can't lay it flat. So that's just all. I think I might go wet glue just so I can kind of get them in the right place. And actually, if I could do with, I need something to prop it up on. I've got a box of tissues here. This might work. Yeah, it is based on the suspended book fold. Actually, this is very high-tech craft we've got here. I have a box of tissues to lean my card up on. High-tech crafting. Don't need, you know, these gadgets when you've got a box of tissues. That will sort of do. Yeah, like that. That's good. Right, I can balance it then. Right, so let's stick this down. I'm going to use glue, and what I am going to do is I'm just going to find halfway on my card. Let's have a look. 5, so 2.5 is there. Just so I've got a kind of an idea of where I shall stick them from the middle outwards. So let's do the U. Hoping that using Yoo-hoo is the right idea. Hopefully it is. Hopefully my head won't get in the way. There's a U. Is that straight? I think it's straight, possibly. Yeah, I do that a bit, make sample cards. I try and make a sample card first out of scrap bits of card, and then that way I have more hope of it going right the next time round, but not always. Not always. And then a T. There with, I'm just concentrating on where I'm sticking my letters. The other thing as well, because I'm using wet glue, I can make sure they're straight by using a ruler in a moment, and you'll see in a minute. So they're kind of pretty much straight, but if I get my ruler now and just do that, because they're all wet glue, they will just move a little bit enough, but then I know they're going to be level. Right, so then we want to go for the 2. Yes, I did think about that. And then 2, and then a set. Yeah, I did think I did wonder whether I should do it like a Scrabble thing, but I've started now. I've started now. I'm going to keep it all to one side though. Yeah, that would have been good if I'd have done that. Never mind. I should have done it vertically. I did wonder about doing something clever, but my melty tired brain wasn't up to clever, sadly. There's that one, and then we've got the say, and I've just got to try and get the say in about the same spacing as I've got the just and the 2. There, I reckon. Another thing I can do is this as well. Right. I'm keeping it simple. And also, I think I probably would have gone more crosswordy if it was for a female. That sounds very bad, doesn't it? But oh no, dropped it. Oh dear. Good job with wet glue. A bit gluey underneath there, but it's not too bad. And then I did wonder about doing them all higgledy-piggledy, so you haven't got to bother lining them up. But I thought we'll just go with them. We will go with lined up. Let's just make sure they're straight. There we go. Right, that's pretty much straight. So the front's quite boring, but then the inside kind of makes up for it. So yeah, so there we go. That is the card for today. So we're calling it a floating centre pop-up card. And I quite like it. My thank you's a bit, it kind of could do with being flattened a bit, but that's fine. I don't mind. It stands up quite nicely, and it kind of jiggles around because you haven't got that, because you've got that floating suspended book fold card look. It kind of helps. I really want to colour that star in gold, so it kind of matches through with the letters on the front. So I'm just going to wait for these letters just to dry a little bit, and then I think, okay, Shannon, catch you later. I'm just going to colour that in gold, I think. This could go horribly wrong again, but I feel like it needs a bit of gold on it, just to match in with what's on the front. And I should have done it before I stuck it in. So, oh, the joys of hindsight. Right, let me find which gold pen am I going to use? I feel like going sparkly, but it is a man's card, so let's not go sparkly. Let's go with, let's just try this one and see. You're going to have to go as well, Sally. That's okay. Cool. You've seen most of it now. It's pretty much done. It's not quite the right gold. It's all the finishing touches that take the time, isn't it? This is the thing. Let's try this gold. Is that the right colour? That's a bit better. That's more the colour of the gold on the front. Yeah, it's more the colour of the gold on the front. Right. I'm going to put my little ruler underneath while I attempt to colour this in with it on the card. You might not hear anything from me. I'm going to be very silent while I do this. Maximum concentration needed for this. There we go. And breathe. And breathe out. Right. There we go then. The finished card. I'm happy with that. And then I've got space to write on the back. I haven't done anything on the back because I'm going to write a big message. So yeah. So yeah, so that's the finished card. So there you go. So I hope you liked it. There's lots of different things you could do. But as I was saying to a few people about with masculine cards, you can literally just pick a normal card. So obviously this was you know, this was a female card, but you just add some male papers and voila, you have a masculine card. So that's really it. You know the one we did the other day, this one, the stack boxes, whatever it was called. Again, you could just add male papers on there, maybe add some cogs or something if you wanted to make it a bit more steampunky, or, you know, shirt and tie, or whatever you want to do really. You could even maybe do like a tie, and a tie with three different coloured ties on the front. So there's really different things you could do. So yeah, don't be worried about what to do with male cards. Just take a normal card fold that you've done for a woman and just add masculine papers and just, you know, masculine die cuts, and yeah, job done. But yeah, this is a bit chunky, so have an experiment. Adding a spine on the end would definitely help. So yeah. So I'm going to disappear off. What time is it now? 1:20. Yeah, I'm going to disappear off, but I hope you liked it. I shall go and buy ink fingers, by the way. Yeah, I shall go and write up the description for this, hopefully, if it will let me. Add photos, if it will let me. And yeah. And then next week, no live stream next week. I'll let you know if that changes, but I really can't see that happening. And then going forward after that, I don't know. Just keep an eye on my YouTube, keep an eye on posts that I do on YouTube and also on Instagram. I'll let you know. If I can do it, I will. If I can get my son to sit down and do nothing, then, you know, on his phone or whatever, then I might have a chance of doing it. But yeah, it's a bit tricky. But I will try. I will try. If I can, I will. So yeah, so I hope you all liked it. And that's all right, Sign. I don't know what your real name is, so I'm calling you Signing for Worship. But yeah, so I hope you all have a nice day. Those of you in the UK or in hot climes, don't melt, please. And there'll be another video coming on Friday and another one on Sunday. And then, yeah, I'll see you on the next live stream, whenever that may be. I'm not quite sure, but I will let you know. Oh, Cindy, cool. So I can call you Cindy now. I need to remember now. Yeah, so have a good rest of the week, everybody, and we will see you whenever the next time is. I don't know when it is. We'll see, but you'll see me on the posted videos anyway. But live stream wise, I don't know when it will be. So yeah, have a good day, peeps, and see you soon. Bye, everyone. Bye.